Oracles Tarot. My name is the Childlike Empress.
And I'm the Orange.
This reading is for Taurus for February 2019. Taurus, congratulations. You're coming at our second highest views. This reading is a general reading, though. Just basically means it may or may not apply to you. So take what applies.
And let the rest fly.
The way that this channel works is myself or the Orange, will lay out a spread, and then we'll take turns describing what scenarios is that we see. Sometimes we agree.
Most times we don't.
But if it resonates with you, please take a moment to like,
share,
or subscribe. Okay? The spread has already been laid out to save us time, and since we don't like long introductions, let's get started. Okay, so Taurus, your overall energy, let's just knock it out, is the Two of Swords, the Strength card, and then to give an overall energy to the clarifiers we use, we've got Disgrazia, which is something like the Tower card in the Veritas Civilis deck. The heart of the matter, or what this is all about, is the Four of Wands. Your challenge is the Knight of Swords. This can be a challenge that helps you or hinders you. The root cause is the Magician. The past, you have the Ace of Swords. For your present influences, you've got the Queen of Cups. Future circumstances, we've got the Emperor. Now, with future circumstances, it can change based on your free will and the choices that you make, but as of right now, the trajectory is the Emperor. You see yourself as the Queen of Pentacles.
Did we clarify that? No.
No, we didn't clarify the Queen of Pentacles, however, we did clarify the Nine of Swords. I'm going to just look this up a little bit so you guys can see it. So the Nine of Swords, we clarified that, and that was clarified by La Conversazione, La Reunión, Sospiri, and Allegria Core. The conversation, the reunion, this is longing and hope, and then Allegria Core is happiness of the heart. We're just clarifying the Nine of Swords, and I see a couple of different scenarios with that, and so does the Orange. The Ace of Cups we got as your hopes and fears, but this can also be your advice. I always take it as the universal advice to me as a reader as to what they're trying to say. To clarify that, we've got the Presente di Pietre Preciosa, precious gift. Il Pensiero, which is the thinking man. And then Donna Maritata, which is the woman with the wife with children. So mother and children. Or something like that. Your outcome card is the King of Cups. It's kind of hard to see him. He is clarified by the Domestico, which is a helper. Or it can be like a someone at home. It could be that. Il Vedovo, which is a man tied to his past, as he's looking at things that are long dead and gone. And Imenio, which is a union or a relationship. That's literally what that stands for. Okay? So, what I see for scenario one. Okay. With the heart of the matter being, or the reason why I came to the conclusion that I came to is basically your overall. I saw the Two of Swords, which to me felt like a standstill, and the Strength card, which is somebody holding back. And I felt like with this Disgrazia, which is the Tower, I felt like a breakup happened. And two people, because on both sides, both people are holding themselves back. One because of indecision, one because it's taken every strength, a bit of will for them to keep themselves away. Okay? That's what I see as far as the situation goes. So one of you is still trapped in some type of indecision. Maybe there's a lot of choices that need to be made. And one of you is holding yourself back, maybe from sheer pride, ego, or just because you're like, I'm not doing this anymore.
That's with the Two of Swords, you're trying not to make the decision. You got the blindfold on because you don't want to know what outcome is going to happen.
Yeah, so maybe the blindfold is just you're not even trying to figure it out. You're just not going to make a move. Okay, so you both have decided that. I feel like that is a very present energy for both parties for situation one.
Yeah, it feels like a chess match.
Yes, nobody's making a move, and it's taking both parties a lot to keep themselves back, and maybe the reason they're keeping themselves back is they're not sure what is going to happen. This is the blindfold could very well be their inability to see what's going to happen next. So there's a breakup. People are not coming forward because they're not sure what's going to happen if they do. I think that you represent this Queen of Cups, and the reason being because the heart of the matter is the Four of Wands. So I feel like you really wanted a commitment, or you really wanted a relationship. You were open to love, especially with the Ace of Cups being here as like the advice from the universe. Your heart was open to love and to commitment. But I don't think that you're talking to this person anymore, again, because you guys broke up.
Well,
so
that
you
could
still
be the
love them.
argument.
Yeah, you guys
Some
might
harsh words could have been spoken.
Yes, with the Knight of Swords. But it was honest words because the Ace of Swords shows up here as past influences. So whatever was said was the truth. So maybe someone said something to you or you said something to someone and y'all broke up because of it. It broke the relationship up. I think now with the present situation with the Ace of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the Emperor, I think what that is saying is that you're trying to take control of the situation. Maybe you realized what this relationship was, something like that. Almost like you realize that because you, and the Queen, I say this because of this. The Queen of Cups is looking out, longing. And then you also have the Soulspirit card here in your environment, and under
so you
the
have
Nine of
longing
Swords.
twice.
You have longing twice. You also have it under your fears and your environment. Your environment is full of fear, anxiety, stress. So I feel like maybe you've been waiting for this stalemate to end, but it's not. And so where you are right now in your future circumstances is the Emperor. I think you're just gonna give yourself closure. Like you're just ending this relationship because in your environment, the worry about the conversation, getting back together with this person, and the waiting for this happiness, like for this reunion to happen, it's been so I guess it's created so much anxiety in you that I think that this Ace of Swords is just you cutting that all out. Like you're just like, I'm not even that you're not gonna deal with it anymore. I think you just want to be done with it because the Ace of Swords can just be like a clean slate.
And with the Magician, you can see that the power of it is in your hands.
Right. That's what I was getting to. So because of the Emperor and the Magician being here as the root cause, and you're not talking to this person, I think you decided to take control and just be like, it's over, it's done, I want a new beginning, or you just want to move on. I don't even think you want a new beginning. You just want to move on because it's very painful for you to stay in this place of longing. That's exactly, thank you. So now, instead of being the Queen of Cups, even though you still love this person in your mind, I think the way that you see yourself now is the Queen of Pentacles. And I think that just means that instead of being outwardly focused and giving and sharing your love and worrying about commitment and building up, because this is about foundations, building up a foundation with this person, now you're worried about taking care of yourself. You're very focused on making sure you're taken care of.
All your needs are met.
Yes. And that helps to alleviate this anxiety.
It also could mean that instead of worrying about love, you're worried about how to build up your life.
Yep, because stability is at the heart of the matter. So maybe you're worried about how to build up your finances. It's an obvious one. But it also could be self-love. And I say that because under the Ace of Cups, we have the Thinking Man, the Donna Maritata, and the Precious Present. And I just feel like that's self-love because, I mean, maybe you're a mother, maybe you were a wife or whatever. I think that what you're focused on with the Thinking Man and the Precious Present, really that this has given you, this breakup, has been love of yourself, taking care of yourself with you seeing yourself as the Queen of Pentacles.
Or it could be what's important to you. What are the things that, because with the Queen of Pentacles, she holds the things that she values. So it could be with the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, it could be that you hold family, motherhood, and treasure is something that you treasure.
Right.
And that might not have been what this person was offering.
Right. And that's weird because I see that again with the Four of Wands. If you want to focus in on that card, I'll bring it up to you. You see a woman holding a child and this man patting the child on the head. So maybe you were about family and this person with the pat on the head was just like, this is nice, but this isn't where I'm at. You know what I mean? Could be. Even though I do see this person as your counterpart only because you come up as the Queen of Cups and he comes up as the King of Cups. That doesn't mean that you guys are going to be together. I don't see that in this spread, in my situation or the one that I'm reading for. So I think it can be self-love, but it also could be that your value system, what you're worried about with the Thinking Man, is important with the Precious Present, is your family, your children, the people that you love, that type of thing, your life, and maybe even your work with this treasure chest here. Building up value, what's worth something to you. I think it could be work and stability. I think it's mostly stability. I don't think it has anything to do with money per se, but really being stable and grounded with the people that you love and you value. This scenario didn't give me an outcome. What I think you worry about or what you think, because I think that these anxieties and all these thoughts over your head, they might be an illusion because you have the crescent moon. You don't even have full illumination as to what happened. But you feel with this Nine of Swords, that with the King of Cups being the outcome, I think you feel like this person went back to somebody that they were with from the past. Maybe somebody that they were married to, with the domestic code that has to do with the household. Il Venevo, a man tied to his past, and then Imeneo union. I think that's what you think happened. There's nothing saying that it didn't happen or it did happen. I just think that with this being your anxiety card, and usually I have these cards next to each other because they kind of, your environment and the outcome tend to be similar. This is you looking at that. This is what you think happened. Okay, you think that this person went back to somebody from their past, and they very may well have. I don't think that there's any closure that you haven't created for yourself. I think that you've created your own closure with the Magician card here, the Ace of Swords, and the Emperor. I think what they're telling you to do is focus on the things that are important to you, that are precious to you. Because right now you're coming as yourself, and there's nothing better than to be, grounded and be yourself. As an earth sign, there's nothing better than to be the Queen of Pentacles. But that's it. I don't think there's any particular advice except to focus on the people that you love, and that's all that you can worry about. Another note I wanted to make, with the Emperor and the Magician, when we have this, you guys aren't communicating, it may have been circumstances outside of your control, and I only say that because with the blockage being a communication, the reason why is the Magician, and it almost feels like it's something that's out of your hands. If you see that the Ace of Swords here is being maneuvered almost by the universe, and then the Ace of Cups. So this relationship, this clarity, whatever's going on might be out of your hands with the Emperor and the Magician. Maybe it's being controlled. Maybe if you see the Emperor, it looks like he's almost standing above the clouds and all the zodiac signs are behind him. So maybe these are events that are out of your control. And so all you can do is just worry about you and the things that are important to you. That's the only advice that I'm getting. I don't want to give you guys any other advice from what I see. So there's no solution to this reading. So we're going to move on to situation 2.
Well, situation 2 is similar. I see there was a couple, with the King and the Queen of Cups. But I think in this particular instance, you may have seen each other as perhaps soulmates, even twin flames with the strength card there. That's a twin flame card. I do see that I don't want to say that you broke up, because I don't think the two of you were ever really together. Even with the Four of Wands and the strength card, it's the twin flame cards. But I think you may have known each other for a long time, and you've had feelings for each other for a long time, but you may not have gotten together.
Or expressed it either with the Nine of Swords.
Expressed it. This is my fluff ball. It's in my way. But I think that you may have been separated, but still somehow communicating with one another through the years. Mm-hmm. And I think what I see is that you spend a lot of time maybe fantasizing what would happen.
Yeah, with this Nine of Swords.
With this Nine of Swords. I don't see that necessarily as a negative card, but it's more like it's keeping you up at night, thinking about the ways in which what would happen if the two of you actually got together, or maybe even conversations that you had that sort of made you happy. Wondering if you're going to, when and if you're going to see this person again. The person could be older, because I see that with the Emperor. Also could be dealing within Aries or Scorpio with this Mars energy here, or a Gemini, Virgo with the Magician. What else do I see? King of Cups, and so water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces again. Or another, or Leo, I see. Or another earth sign, which is Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. But whatever the case, whatever the sign is, I know that you have great love for each other, and have for a long time. And it keeps you up at night thinking about maybe expressing, with that Ace of Cups, maybe expressing your love to that person, or even discussing the fantasies that you had about being married to this person, or having kids with this person, or something like that.
Yeah, this person definitely could be somebody from your past. That you, with the Imeneo card, I'm going to pull it up. Would you jump like I did something? Where you guys were so close to being together, but if you see their hands didn't quite touch, it didn't happen. And maybe that's why you feel like it was a missed opportunity with this card being like that. Like you were so close to being together, but for whatever reason, especially with the Disgracia card here, circumstances came into play and you guys were not able to be together the way that you wanted to.
And even with the Emperor and the Magician, I almost feel like you were saying earlier, that could be, sometimes I see the Emperor as fate. Fate stepped in, and maybe the two of you were pulled apart because of something that happened to do with fate.
Mm-hmm.
I also see, because you change from the Queen of Cups, who's just somebody who's loving and giving, and to the Queen of Pentacles, who's also somebody loving and giving, but they expect things back. With the Queen of Cups, I don't know if necessarily they expect the same thing given back to them.
Well, their love is so precious, but I don't think they only understand the value of it. I think that going from the Queen of Cups to the Queen of Pentacles is like, yes, I want to love, but my love is worth something, and it's not just something you can give freely. You know what I mean?
Or maybe you just learn to value this love and realize that this is not an occurrence that happens every day.
Yeah.
So I think that's more likely. It's like you really learn to value that. Look, not everybody stays friends for 20 years. Not every, this is a special connection between the two of us.
Yeah, that could be what that Ace of Swords is. You realize what this connection actually is.
Yeah, with the Ace of Swords and the
4-1, yeah.
The Tower, I was gonna say.
Oh.
To describe it, because that's about an epiphany, So with the Ace of Swords, it's a clarity. So it could be that you're realizing that this is much more than a friendship, much deeper than any love that you've ever had.
Wouldn't it be like just so keen if you both did? Because you got these two swords, especially with the Ace of Swords.
Oh yeah, you both could be realizing it at the same time.
Right. It's like sight unseen. So this means I think because their eyes are blindfolded, it's their intuition that's telling them that this is the right one, that this is the truth. Like, what is the word? What am I looking for? Okay. So their eyes are blindfolded because if we were to go by your 3D world, there would be other people who would be more compatible for you maybe. But I think the reason why this person's blindfolded is because they have to rely on their judgment, like their inner judgment. And maybe you both have realized at similar times by going through what you've gone through in this 3D world that this person is the right one. Like it became a clear with the Ace of Swords. You got a sense of clarity, or you both got like an epiphany, right? You're saying an epiphany that I never have seen this card like that before, but for some reason I see it like that now.
Yeah, I'm also hearing this on in my head. Love is blind.
Yes, there's a sense of justice, a sense of truth with it being without you seeing, sight unseen. This person may not be who people would choose for you, and not even choose for you, or a person you might choose for yourself. They might not be somebody who you would pick for yourself if you were to just go based on 3-dimensional things, looks, height, I don't know, culture, upbringing, whatever. But these two swords basically cross each other, like y'all both agree.
Right.
You both have the same epiphany.
And with this 9 of swords, you may be afraid to even broach this conversation with this person. You may be like, well, with the 3 of Cups, do they feel the same way?
Right. Right. Are we on the same page?
Yeah. And with the King of Cups here tells me you are indeed, that even though you may not be together, they're tied to this union.
I also want to mention, because this came up when we were looking at these cards before, you talking to this person about how you feel, I feel like just looking at the 3 of Cups or Alla Grazia Cora and the Conversazione, it doesn't just involve the two of you. I feel that very strongly.
Oh, wait, let me just say this, that it might feel like a relief once it's out, because I see her dancing.
She's like, I told him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, there's some odd people out. Like, these two are head to head. This person's in the hand. So one of you, could be you, is with someone. That's maybe you're married, because I see Donna Maritata. You have children that you love and a family.
Or they do.
Or they do, right. It could be vice versa. One of them may have a family, but also I think that if you guys were to broach the subject of being together, that it definitely involves other people. So, because you see here, they're talking and there are people around them that are interested in what this conversation's being talked about. So that might be part of the reason why you have anxiety about being with this person and talking about being with them, because there's other people that are involved. It's not just you two. So the advice for this one?
Oh, you two might be like you were saying, the two might be different because I see the strength card is sometimes people from different
opposites attract.
Opposites attract.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that might be why you're worried about what other people might say.
Think.
Right.
You two being together involves other people's opinions, thoughts. They weigh in on this conversation. That's what I see too. So, I don't know if there's any advice here either. The opposites attract card is here for a reason. Maybe the sometimes the Tower can just mean doing what you want and not worrying about how it's going to affect everybody else. Yes, it may be a shakeup, but sometimes that's for the best. And the Two of Swords here, for some reason, I see very positively. I really feel like you guys need to go sight unseen and just follow your gut, follow your intuition.
And if you're waiting to see this person may be coming to see you, because sometimes I see the domestico as a man returning back into a situation.
Yeah.
So if you're waiting to hear from somebody or see somebody, you may, and maybe that's the thing with the Knight of Swords,
right.
As an obstacle, you don't see it coming.
Right. Don't see with your eyes. That's what I think. Something about three-dimensional things. Maybe with the Queen of Pentacles here, maybe that she's ultra focused on the third-dimensional things. You know, what things look like in this particular instance. Not always, right. But in this one, this is how you're seeing yourself as, well, I'm this person. Maybe you make more money than that person. Maybe you come from a different background than that person. But I think it's important here, the advice I'm seeing, because that band is standing out to me, is just to kind of not see with your eyes. Y'all both realize somehow in here that this is, you guys belong together. Can you share that observation you had about the 1111 card? Or the Four of Wands?
Yes, 1111. I was thinking about it one day, and I was like, well, why would 1111 have to do with the twin flame? And for some reason, the card kind of spun. And I saw it as an equal sign.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, 1111, meaning you met your match.
Yep, you're both equal. And if you even think about it, you're going one way and they're going another way. Like with the two, it's like these were paths and you guys are meeting in the middle. So we don't know what part of their journey it took to get to you, but there's a reason why 1111 is the number for twin flames. But I thought that was like a brilliant observation. So I did want to share that with all of you. Thanks, Aura. But that's pretty much all that I see. Do you see anything else?
No.
Okay, well, if you guys resonated with any of this, I hate that word, but this is what it is, right? Please like,
share,
and subscribe. If it resonated with someone you know, I always like to do this. Just share it with them if you guys would like to. Because I've had people I've shared it with and they've been like, oh, wow, that does sound like something I'm going through. So please share. Everybody needs advice and help sometimes. And I don't think there's anything else for us to say. If you guys have any other questions, show us how this may have applied to you guys in the comment section below. You can show how these scenarios might apply to you. Other than that, until next time, you guys take care.
Bye.
Bye.